So let's talk about working class patterns. Working class patterns are, all the patterns are wonderful, and it's not to judge them or to look down upon them. It's just for you to recognize maybe what walls you have or what your beliefs are, or what your parents' beliefs were that came onto you, because it's not our fault. um, how we grew up and how we were taught to deal with money. Uh, and what I like to do is always help people figure out what their first memories of money were. And this is a good thing for you to comment on below, is to think about, for you, what was your first memory of money? The sense of, the environment, how was it handled? How did your parents deal with money? And how were you exposed to it for the first time? Because these first moments when we get exposed to something have the biggest impact. It's like a canvas that is white and then something is splashed onto it. And that has a lingering effect on you. And it's good to look at that canvas to see what have you been creating from that first memory in your life. So with working class, the working class patterns are working class, uh, they're very hands-on patterns, in the sense of, people are very close with each other because they need each other to survive. There's a certain bluntness in working class, harshness to survive. And working class, when you move up into middle class, meaning you're making more money and you can relax more, there's always that fear that working class people hit on, and that's called, they're selling out. The worry of selling out is when that's usually what comes up for a lot of working class people, that they don't want to sell out no matter what. So it's a pattern to look at. Why sometimes people from the working class, sabotage themselves, that they don't make more money because they're worried about selling out, or that it's not ethical, or whatever that is. But it's a pattern usually that's put on out of fear, because they're moving from one class to the other. It's good to know. The other thing that working class people have is this really beautiful sharing mentality of wanting to share a lot, because there's not much, so you just share. It's something that's ingrained into working class people, the sharing mentality. But when it comes to receiving, it gets a little bit more complicated, because growing up in working class, usually the pattern sits really difficult, in that uh, what's being instilled is that you're stupid and you can be exchanged by anybody. So feeling stupid, or that I'm not worth, uh, my time is not worth anything, or my work is not worth anything, is really pronounced in working class. And and they're and the people are really big. They share a lot, but receiving, letting it come in, is really hard, because of those patterns of feeling stupid, or feeling like my work can be exchanged by anything, or it's not worth anything. And also, working class people experience a lot of harshness, because when there's a lot of financial stress, of just working and then feeling stupid, that's being put onto the children too. And there is a lot of harshness in the sense of physical, you know, physical abuse or drinking or all these things that come up that are being passed on. And it's not here to judge. I just want to make sure that you figure out um, your own patterns around money in the senses, well, how did I grow up? What patterns did I grow up? What patterns did my parents have? So that you can recognize easier where it's coming from, and it's easier to let go of.